This is KATU News at 11 on your side.
So I wanted to wait for this and do this publicly so that Oregonians could see that it's safe and effective, that even their governor is taking this vaccine.
So for the governor to say, I'm not eligible, but I'm going to get a shot because there's a problem with people trusting it. Well, I have 20,000 people that would gladly trust that shot.
Tonight, a local union is furious over Governor Brown's decision to get the coronavirus vaccine ahead of thousands of essential workers, saying she cut in line. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Catherine Kissel. They say that their safety is at risk, facing hundreds of customers every day, many of whom do not follow the rules. That's why the president of United Food and Commercial Workers Union Local 555 says that he was confused to see Governor Kate Brown roll up her sleeve yesterday, getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine in Scappoose. He says, unlike the governor, essential workers are unable to limit their interactions with the public. And after already being told that they have to wait until May 1st to get the vaccine, he says workers are angry that Governor Brown is putting herself in front of them.
They've been waiting and they've been waiting, and they haven't been getting support from the governor or the governor's office this whole time. Every time there's an opportunity to do something that was reasonable to protect Oregon's essential employees, the governor has gone the other direction. And I don't understand the logic for that when scientists, the CDC, and frankly, common sense says that if you're going to come face to face with this, you should get some priority protections for the risks that you're taking on.
We have reached out to the governor's office several times this weekend, including tonight, on whether Brown is eligible to get the vaccine. She is 60 years old, and right now those in Group 1A, educators and people 65 and older, are eligible. The next eligible group would be people 45 to 64 with underlying health conditions, and that begins March 29th. However, every time we ask the governor's office, they refer us to this statement from Brown yesterday.
Can you address why you're getting the vaccine now when it's currently restricted for everyone else?
Sure. So I wanted to, there's been a lot of rumors and misinformation about the J&J vaccine. So I wanted to wait for this and do this publicly so that Oregonians could see that it's safe and effective, that even their governor is taking this vaccine.
We went back in our archives from a few weeks ago when Washington Governor Jay Inslee got vaccinated. He received his second dose on February 19th. In Washington state, the vaccine is available to anyone 65 and older. Governor Inslee is 70, making him eligible for the vaccine at the time under his own guidelines. This is a developing story, so stay with us as we get to work for answers from the governor's office. We'll have the latest on air, online, and our social media accounts. And for more information on vaccine eligibility, you can go to KATU.com. And here's just how many first and second doses have been administered in Oregon. More than 1 million. And even with more vaccination sites opening their doors this week, that number is expected to rise. In addition to large vaccination sites like the Convention Center and Fairgrounds, area churches are now joining in the fight. K2's Allison Mechanic joins us live from Tigard with one church that's helping out there. Allison?
Yeah, Catherine, this church here behind me in Tigard is just one of the first in the area to transform into a vaccination site. They spent all weekend preparing, so when their doors open at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, it won't be for a service. It will be to vaccinate hundreds of people.
Instead of welcoming in their community for service, Rise Church is welcoming in everyone who is eligible for a coronavirus vaccine to get their shot.
We are just very grateful that the two worlds came together and were able to help our community in a very healthy and healing way. So.
Ann Wallace is the parish nurse. She's been trying to turn the church into a vaccination site for months, but it wasn't possible until the Johnson & Johnson vaccine was made available through Safeway.
We have the space. We were ready to get it rolling, a couple months ago, and just kind of waiting to see if they had vaccines.
The pharmacy delivered, and now hundreds will be vaccinated a day.
We're hoping to get 100 vaccines done in an hour, so that means 600 a day.
That will help greatly diminish the number of people waiting to get their shot.
I think it's a game changer to be able to add churches, to add pharmacies, add supermarkets.
And because it's the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, those who get vaccinated at the church won't need to return for a second dose.
That is going to have a huge impact in our ability to reach out to more people.
Wallace is also hoping it will have a huge impact on those who have struggled to get vaccinated.
There have been so many of the older people I know especially that have been frustrated trying to get on websites, and then within minutes they close down. So we're thankful.
Now, one of the other benefits of a site like the church is that if someone is not able to physically walk into the building, they say with some notice they could come out to the parking lot and administer the vaccine. However, they need to stress that this isn't open to everyone. You do have to be eligible for the vaccine and you do have to sign up. This is actually the website that you need to sign up for in order to get your vaccine here at the church. We'll have that posted on our website, KATU.com. In Tigard, Allison Mechanic, K2 News.
Allison, thank you. And as more people get the vaccination, Portland event planners say that they are seeing a spike in demand for summer bookings. But virus experts tell us it's hard to know what will be safe in the months ahead. A biology professor at Portland State says the biggest variables are how many people will have access to the vaccine in the next few months, as well as the impact of new variants on vaccination success.
If everybody in your party at a wedding is vaccinated, I think, yeah, you're probably in pretty good shape. But is everyone going to be by then? And huge question for me is, what about the kids? I have kids. Are they going to be vaccinated?
The professor says he's feeling a little more optimistic with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine on the market and the potential for more vaccines to be authorized in the months ahead. Tonight, the nearly $2 trillion COVID relief bill is now headed to the House for a vote after it passed the Senate this weekend without any Republican support. Sinclair national correspondent Christine Frizzell breaks down what's in the bill and what the remainder of the fight looks like to get the bill to become law.
Help is on the way.
One day after passing the American Rescue Plan in the Senate, Democrats are celebrating what they call a victory for the entire country.
There is finally light at the end of this long and dark tunnel.
Some economists predict the impact of the legislation could lead to child poverty being cut in half. The injection of cash into the economy includes an increase of $300 a week in unemployment benefits, $1,400 direct payments to Americans making up to $75,000 a year, or $112,500 for single parents, and $150,000 annually for couples. $50 billion has been allocated to FEMA to bolster vaccine distribution, and this time $350 billion set aside for state and local governments. One reason Democrats say Republican citizens, as well as state and local GOP officials, supported the bill, even though not a single Republican in Congress did. West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin holding up the vote for hours, winning some concessions in the form of cuts, insisting even though not a single Republican senator voted for the bill, GOP ideas were included.
It was more than what maybe they could have voted and supported, but they did have input, I can assure you.
A different take from Republicans who characterized the bill like this.
This was a liberal wish list of liberal spending, just basically filled with pork.
Most called it overpriced and over the top. Some pointing to numbers tallied by the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, showing the economy running about $50 billion a month or $600 billion a year below potential, which makes the $1.9 trillion package more than triple what it appears is needed.
There's over $300 million for the National Endowment of the Humanities and Arts. There's $20 million for native language studies.
A vote on the updated bill is scheduled in the House of Representatives for this Tuesday. President Biden has already told Americans to expect those stimulus payments to go out before the end of the month. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
We want to take a live look now through our riverfront cam. We want to check in with K2's Joe English and find out about our forecast for your work week.
It's pretty,
out there right now.
Yeah, much calmer. We had kind of a busy day. Lots of lightning, or at least a few lightning strikes out there. Some hail, some heavy showers, but it's all calmed down. We can look at our radar picture and show you as we zoom into the metro area, Northwest Oregon, Southwest Washington. Pretty dry right now. We are seeing some showers well up to the north, and for the time being, they're going to stay up to the north. Next round of rain that comes in, most of the moisture is going to be heading south. We'll get a little bit of that, but right now we're seeing some clearing and temperatures cooling off into the 30s for just about everybody except Portland right now, west of the Cascades, and below freezing for some of you central and eastern Oregon. We're going to be close to freezing overnight with some clearing, but still some clouds hanging in there. Could see some areas of frost and some fog forming overnight into tomorrow morning. And now we won't be completely dry all Monday. We start out dry, and then about 3, 4, 5 o'clock, you see it right there, a chance of those showers moving back in to finish the day, and showers are going to stick around for a little while. But this is what you can expect for your Monday. Frost and fog possibly in the morning, kind of chilly out there to get going, and another cooler than average day. We'll talk more about how long those showers are going to be sticking around, what you can expect this week, coming up in your complete forecast.
Okay, we'll see you then, Joe. Thanks. Crowds of people marched through Minneapolis today in support of George Floyd and his family ahead of tomorrow's trial for former police officer Derek Chauvin. He's charged with second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in Floyd's death, which sparked outrage and protests across the world over the summer. The Minnesota Court of Appeals also ruled that a judge must reconsider whether to reinstate a third-degree murder charge that was previously dropped. That ruling could come at any time. And this is new tonight. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says that he will not resign after 2 more women came forward accusing him of inappropriate behavior, including a former reporter. Here's Dan Schreck.
More allegations of misconduct and inappropriate behavior leveled against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Rochester native Anna Liss, the latest to share her story. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Liss said the governor called her sweetheart, touched her on the lower back, and once kissed her hand. Liss served as a policy and operations aide between 2013 and 15 and called the governor's actions patronizing and said they diminished her from an educated professional to, quote, just a skirt.
I say to people in the office, how are you doing? How's everything? Are you going out? Are you dating? That's my way of doing friendly banter.
Before getting into politics, Liss worked as a reporter at 13 WHAM News in Rochester. Liss's allegations coming the same night as another former aide, Karen Hinton. In 2000, Hinton, then a press aide to Cuomo while he served as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, detailed her claims in the Washington Post, saying Cuomo summoned her to his dimly lit hotel room and embraced her after a work event. And when she tried to pull away, he pulled her back toward his body.
What she said is not true. She has been a long time political adversary of mine, highly critical for many, many years, and has made many, many accusations.
3 other women have also made claims against the governor. 2 former aides, Charlotte Bennett and Lindsay Boylan, say the governor sexually harassed them. A third accuser, Anna Rusch, says Cuomo behaved inappropriately when the 2 met at a wedding in 2019. In Rochester, I'm Dan Schrack.
Still ahead, a man arrested for making a bomb threat at a dollar store. Hear how store employees found out. Plus, we've got our eyes on these bald eagles in California, why researchers are watching their every move.